Hello, Evans Agustin from the Business Intelligence Agency. This is the 35th part of the tutorial in this series, and in this part of the tutorial we're going to discuss on user configurations. So what are user configurations? User configurations are those configurations that a user enforces, and that enforcement occurs only to the user who enforces them. So the difference between business configuration and user configuration is that business configurations they are being enforced to all the users inside that business account, while user configurations are only enforced to the current user, not to the user who put those configurations, or to the user who enforced those configurations. So how do you access the user configurations? Go to the settings, then configurations, then business, then user configurations. We've already talked about the business configurations in depth. So right now we are going to talk about the user configurations. So till now, the Business Intelligence Agency put only 3 configurations in this module. So there's a calendar date difference, calendar month difference, and the calendar year difference. So by default, wherever I go, for example, to the finance, then financial statements, I see only transactions for the past 3 days, from 10th of June to 7th of June. So it is disabled because by default the settings are enforced by default to put a 3-day difference for the day. Then for the month, let me go to any month calendar difference. For the month is 6 months, 5 months difference. Then for the year, 6 months really. Monthly. Yeah, 5 months. Then for the year, it is 10 years difference. Yeah, that's by default. But you as a user, you may decide to put your own difference of period in which by default you will be viewing transactions. This applies majorly on the date difference. So I've said by the default date difference is 3 days date difference. So you may decide, depending on the capability of your phone, for example, to put a whole month date difference, 10 days date difference, 3 days or 5 days, depending on the capability of your phone. So in order to enforce those configurations, go to the settings, then configuration, then user configurations. Then at the calendar date difference, you can see that there's a 1 day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 10, 15, and lastly 30 days date difference. So if you want to see transaction for the whole entire month by default, just press you want to view a 30-day date difference. So if you want to see 12 month, for example, the whole year transactions on a monthly basis, put 12 month difference. And if you want to see 10 years difference for each and every year's transaction, for example, 10 years in the cash at hand, 10 years in the annual sales totals, 10 years in the annual expenses, 10 years in the annual profits, 10 years in the annual bills totals, put that 10. So by default, our settings will be 30-day difference for each and every day, date difference, 12 months difference for each and every month's calculations. For example, monthly sales totals, monthly profits, monthly expenses, monthly cash at hand, monthly bills. Will get to view transactions that happen for a span of 12 months. Same applies to the years. So I really hope you guys have understood by the meaning of user configurations and how to enforce them. So let us now check the effect. We put 30-day date difference, 12-month date difference, and 10 years date difference, 10 years difference. So let us go to for example, to the finance, then financial statements. You'll see that since we put a 30-day date difference, our transaction began from 11th of May 2022 to 10th of June 2022. So you may also want to change the difference manually. For example, I want from 10 to 1st. So from 1st June to 10th June. So here I've got calculation from 10th June to from 1st June to 10th June. But by default, whenever you visit this page, you'll see a 30-day date difference unless you decide now to change the dates manually. Same applies to manual, not to the monthly differences. So you can see, since we put 12 months difference, you can see these transactions are from 10th of June 2021 to 10th of June 2022. Then if you can remember, the year difference was 10 years. So you can see by default our year has begun from 2012 to 2022. So a 10-year span difference. So that's all about the user configurations and how to set them and their effects. So I really hope you guys understood. Thank you. Let us meet in the next tutorial.